beautiful sound. Good morning, and welcome to the Center for Conscious Living. Thank you all for being here. We get to be alive again. It's so wonderful. So, if you take a moment, take a nice deep breath, and repeat after me. I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and peace.
To the universe, accepting love and peace.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy.
Open my heart to the universe, accepting love and joy.
I open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health.
Open my heart to the universe, accepting love and complete health.
And God says yes. Good morning. Thank you all for being here. Got a wonderful service for you today. We have practitioners around the room and the Zoom holding the high watch. And the reason I want to let you know this is so that you can give any doubts, worries, anything like that to the practitioners and let go and stand and be in this service right here. Be in this moment right now, because right now is the moment of the divine. Not the future, not the past. Right in this moment is the moment of the divine. That's where God is. That's where we all are in truth, is in the moment, in the present. So, they'll take your worries and let them go and know the spiritual truth that all is in divine right order and that God is completely for us and watching over us so that you can be right here, be present. Okay? I'd like to bring up, first, before I do that, our special guest today is Reverend Catherine McClelland. So I want to let you know that. And I want to bring up Kathy Miller as our first practitioner to do our inspirational reading. Our invocation.
Thank you, Reverend Paul. Good morning, everybody. What an auspicious day. Yay! So good to be alive and to see everyone. So let's just take another breath, a deep breath. Maybe that exhale's a little longer, and just center yourself. Center into the presence of the divine. Here we are, this beautiful community, giving praise and thanks to the one presence that is always with us. This field of love, this omnipotence, this magnificence. Lord, I am amazed by you. I feel this presence. I know Mother, Father, God surrounds us right here, right now, in all goodness. All is well. All is right here. For we are the beloved of the beloved. I am amazed by this magnificence, this presence that loves us so dearly, that holds us so closely, that knows that all is good, all is well, all is for everyone's highest and best. This is, what has always been and will always be. This divine magnificence, this universal flow that flows through each and every one of us today and every day, every moment, that holds us, that breathes us, that is within us, the stillness that is within our hearts, within each and every mitochondria, each and every cell of this body, of this divine body, that is the oneness of us, of the one. And I give praise and thanks for this community, this congregation, this holy gathering, this sangha of beautiful people who are here to share their spirit, their love, and to each and every practitioner in this room who holds consciousness, holds consciousness for the highest and best of this congregation, for the highest and best of this world. And I am so grateful to our beautiful musician, Norman Taylor, who was just going to bring it home today. And through our ears will just give us these beautiful sounds. To the team that is putting the streaming forth, the people who came early and set everything up, we bow to you, we love you. And most especially, the beautiful congregation who is here, who is who we are, this community, this congregation, and to all of our leadership, the beautiful Stewardship Council, who works behind the scenes, making everything happen, and most especially to our new ministerial team, Reverend Marlene, our assistant minister, Reverend Paul, our associate minister, and we welcome and are so grateful to Reverend Catherine. So again, let us give thanks, let us give joy, and let us have a beautiful time together. And so it is.
So it is.
So that's why we have a first practitioner. We have practitioners around the room to hold that consciousness, to pray for all of us. Thank you,
All right.
Kevin. Taylor.
I'm going to hold it down like was said.
What is it?
Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. As we watch. As we watch. Yeah, we watch. The love that is always. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. As we watch. Yeah, we watch. Oh, Lord, we watch. The love that is always. Oh, happy day. We learn how to live and pray, live and pray, and we rejoice every day, every day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. As we watch. Yes, we watch. We watch. The love that is always. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. We learn how to live and pray, live and pray, and we rejoice every
I'd like to bring up Kathy Miller to do the inspirational reading.
Thank you, Reverend Paul. So, this is a little different, very short today, because we have some special things going on. So every Monday, a group gathers, and it's called the Power of Eight Group. And we set our intention, it's based on the work of Lynn McTaggart. And we set intentions, either for individuals or for the collective. And this past Monday, we, one of the intentions for the highest and best for whomever we're focusing on. And one of them was for the Center for Conscious Living. Its leadership, its ministerial team, the congregation, all of us. And a beautiful download came through our lovely own Anne Blanchard. And today I would like to read that to you. And it is called The Heartbeat in Every Wave. Change is regarded by mind as hard, scary, unknown, to be suspect of, leery of, and even suspicion can creep in. Change is regarded by heart as the most natural movement in all of creation. For what is creation at its essence other than change, unfolding, birthing, dying, resurrecting, morphing, emerging? Life is change and life is love. So love, the most fundamental impulse of the universe, is change in motion, the energy of extension. With every heartbeat, there is contraction and expansion. They are two sides of the very same coin, the very same beat, the very same wave that alternately, forcefully, then gently finds its way to shore and then immediately back out again. As Rumi wrote, "Give up to grace. The ocean takes care of each wave till it gets to shore. You need more help than you know." And so it is.
So it is.
I want to bring up Norman Taylor.
All right. Up above my head, I hear music everywhere. Up above my head, I hear music everywhere. Up above my head, I hear music everywhere. And I really do believe there's heaven everywhere. Up above my head, I feel music everywhere. Up above my head, I feel music everywhere. Up above my head, I feel music everywhere. And I really do believe heaven's everywhere. Up above my head, I see spirit everywhere. Up above my head, I see spirit everywhere. Up above my head, I see spirit everywhere. And I really do believe there's heaven everywhere. All around the world, I hear music everywhere. All around the world, I hear music everywhere. All around the world, I hear music everywhere. And I really do believe there's heaven everywhere. Up above my head, I hear music everywhere. Up above my head, music everywhere. Up above my head, I hear music everywhere. And I really do believe, I really do believe, I really do believe there's heaven everywhere.
And so it is. So I'd like to bring up the president of our board, Regina DiBarberi.
Good morning, everyone. I think we have some deja vu going on here. Norman, I do believe it was a month ago, I was up here doing announcements, and I was making some comment on the beauty of the day and the crispness of the weather. Someone made a comment, and I can hear it in the back of the head, that was not in agreement with me, but here we are.
Listen,
One more time.
I can't speak to what I say. Things come out of my mouth. Only Spirit has control over it. So there you go.
So, I have a lot to say, so please bear with me. Some of these things you've heard before, but they bear repeating, and with more demonstration and the clear and recognition of the manifestation we have seen as a congregation. So, but before we go on to the great array of gratitude statements that need to be said, I want to repeat, last Sunday we had a budget meeting, and at last Sunday's budget meeting, we announced that an agreement had been reached with Reverend Catherine to fill the position of senior minister, spiritual leader of the CCL community. There are two important points that need to be recognized for the benefit of all of us, and that is this agreement contains a 4-month provisional period that allows CCL to get to know Reverend Catherine and for Reverend Catherine to get to know CCL. At the end of this time period, the CCL congregation and Reverend Catherine will be asked to approve this agreement for going forward. If approval is received, Reverend Catherine intends to relocate to this area. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Until that point, how delightful, right? Until that point, Reverend Catherine will spend approximately 10 days a month on location, and then serving out her senior minister and spiritual leader duties responsibility from the East Coast. Mind you, there is no space or time. Okay. So, if anyone has any questions or comments, please direct them to the Stewardship Council, and we are so grateful for your participation. Okay, so on to the next. As I have said, these sentiments have been expressed before, and we are taking the time to repeat them on this very special occasion. Reverend Paul Hoyt has stepped up and answered the call to serve as interim minister. Driven by his love for CCL and desire to serve, he has given us his love, his consciousness, his time, his creativity, and last but not least, his commitment to spiritual practices and continuously seeking divine guidance to support him in the spiritual leadership role. There are not enough words in all the world's languages that can fully express the depth of our gratitude to Reverend Paul. So from the bottom of our hearts, where there are no limits, we thank you. Reverend Paul, please accept these small tokens of our love and honor. During the same time, Reverend Marlene Volper had expanded her responsibilities and contributions as office administrator. There is not enough time to mention all of the contributions made by Reverend Marlene, so I will just mention the big ones. She created the new CCL website, organized the closing of the office, a monumental task. She is key to our very successful streaming efforts and major supportive of all the things that are Zoom. In all of these efforts and more, Reverend Marlene has brought her love, her consciousness, and her desire to serve to CCL. Reverend Marlene was often the glue that held the administrative end together. And again, there are no words can satisfy the depth of our gratitude. So if you hug her after service and, you walk away a little sticky, now you know why. The selection committee, chaired by Kathy Miller, has been instrumental in what we are celebrating today. The countless hours dedicated to establishing a process which was non-existent at the time. A process which included defining the roles of the interim minister and senior minister, identification of where to advertise and then to advertise, seek the advice of experts, develop the process steps once applications were received, development of the interview questions, multiple interviews, meetings to review, steps to review credentials and references, and then maintain adherence to the process. Participating on this committee required dedication, love, and the desire for the highest and best for CCL. Kathy Miller, Reverend Sue Luck, Reverend Cassandra Butler, Ann Blanchard, Haji Schreffler, June Hammond, and Mike Savarese, we send you our love and the greatest levels of gratitude for your service. The success of this committee is in large part due to the leadership of Kathy Miller. Kathy's leadership allowed all voices to be heard, all questions to be answered, adherence to the agreed upon process, and completion of the responsibilities taken on by this very special selection committee. All right, one more sentence. Kathy, we are deeply grateful for the impact you and the selection committee has made to CCL. I had to be better.
Takes a village.
Yeah, it does.
It has been approximately 17 months since Reverend Carroll announced her intention to step down. For the Stewardship Council, it has been a road not previously traveled and not without hot potholes. No flats, but a few potholes. Each meeting, beginning and ending with prayer, focused on the highest and best for CCL. I, for one, am truly grateful and proud to be part of this group, which has developed over time into a mighty team. Each member has brought their own perspective, and through prayer and divine guidance, the best part, it was the intention of the best part of each one of us sitting at this time, at this table, at the times that we meet. The best of us was brought, and we have given. We are, as others, motivated by our love for CCL and joy to be in service. We as a team are truly grateful for the truths of oneness, intention, and the power of co-creativity. The council members are Brian Beto, Sherry Daves, Haji Schreffler, Reverend Cassandra Butler, Reverend Paul Hoyt, and Jane Hobson. We thank you. So, let us close this chapter of CCL with love and gratitude for the opportunities brought to us by change, to be witnesses and beneficiaries of the warmth of the lights that have shined on us as a result of each of them answering the call. And now, let us begin our next chapter, a chapter that promises to be full of love, growth, excitement, and high expectations. Before we formally welcome Reverend Catherine, I would like us to begin with a prayer. So if you would sit, please, with your eyes closed. And these prayers are my favorite, and it is the prayers of gratitude. I find that gratitude statements is the quickest delivery system to the heart space of divine love and peace. So within all of us, let us share these statements of gratitude. First, for the founding of the Center for Conscious Living by the Reverend Carol Lawson. We are so grateful for the path that she has started, for the journey that we have been on with her, some of us longer than others, but has led to a consciousness and a ripple effect throughout all of our communities, distances far and wide, and we are so grateful. These ripples have not stopped and they continue, and we are so grateful for her consciousness and for her responding to the call. We are so grateful for this church, for the Center for Conscious Living, for it is where we have learned, where we have experienced the divine truths, the truths of love, the truths of oneness, of true peace and joy. We give it to each other, we share it with others, and we extend it out to our communities. For this community, we are truly, truly grateful. We are truly grateful for the opportunities that have come to us through these last couple of years of change. While not necessarily easy at all times, we are grateful that we have grasped the opportunity to grow, to increase our heart space, to increase our consciousness, to increase our mindfulness, to increase our recognition of the power of prayer. Let us be grateful for the Reverend Catherine McClellan to respond to the call, where she has so gracefully, lovingly accepted this position as spiritual leadership for the Center for Conscious Living. Let us know in this truth that she will bring to us not just her human experience of leadership and spiritual guidance, but also those truths that are deep within her heart that she will most willingly and profusely share with us. Let us know that the challenges faced by Reverend Catherine in the logistics of travel, in the logistics of transportation, in the logistics of serving from a distance and relocation are easily met by the divine forces that surround us and by those that are also the emissaries of divine love that are called to respond, knowing this truth. Let us also be grateful for knowing the truth that Reverend Catherine will respond to CCL community in the highest and best, that her level of consciousness, her level of love and giving will be unlimited. Let us know the divine truth that any challenges that may be presented to Reverend Catherine are easily handled. And these are handled again by the delivery system chosen by the divine, of which any one of us may be a part of. Let us be grateful for knowing the truth that Reverend Catherine, as the spiritual leader of CCL, this is not her job alone. This does not sit squarely on her shoulders. The success of what we have envisioned, the success of our goals of growth, consciousness expansion, junior church, abundance, sits on all of our shoulders. And it is up to us to support Reverend Catherine in her direction of these activities, for all of us to enjoy, be a part of, and accept the joy that we receive in return. We are the beneficiaries of all of these truths, and we we are so grateful. We are grateful for the truth and the knowing that we are all the beloveds of the beloved. And so it is.
And before we let Regina walk away, thinking she was just giving out, we have a little something for you for the very same gratitude that we've all been experiencing for all of these other things that you've been speaking to, for who you've been and how you've been and how you've led this year. You bet. And this is from all of us. And we hope you will enjoy and see the beauty we see in you, the way those flowers are expressing the beauty to you.
One more. Reverend Catherine, we welcome you with open hearts as CCL's new spiritual leader and senior minister.
A morning of surprises. All of those floral gifts and things were all happening behind the scenes, and so they're not in the program because we were trying to sneak them all in around each other this morning. So we all got a little moment of like, woo, there's one for me. So that's great. So it's you again. We're inviting Regina up.
Okay. I'd like to, after conferring with someone who knows what they're doing, I'd like to bring up Regina. See? That was my look. It takes a village.
Didn't I say that?
Yes, you did.
So when new things are happening, one of the great things that happen as they form is that chaos happens. So that's who we are being for you this morning. Just an example of knowing that things go into a little bit of an out of pattern, out of sync, and then they flow back. And the way to have them flow back is to let go. So all of the moments when we all just got really tight there, we're like, what happened? How are we gonna, okay. So I would like to invite Reverend Paul to join me. And I'm gonna step up here, just because I can. But I have to stay on the other side.
All right.
So not only are we grateful for all of what Reverend Paul has brought to this community, and many of you know I've been hanging out for about 9 months in the background. I've been at, I think, almost every church service. So there's been greater and greater levels of participation and collaboration going on as this process has unfolded. And I just want to say that this man has been a joy to work with, a pleasure to be cared for by, because he has taken care of me, especially this morning. And he is a powerful representation of a consciousness that we are all just, eager to live every day. And so it is with great pleasure that we're not letting go of him, we're inviting him in another way into what we are calling an associate minister. So he is now serving with me as a team, and a ministerial team, so that we will together be bringing you a collaborative ministry. You know him really well, and now you're going to get to know me. And so in this way, he is going to be invited to grow in his ministry so that his goals and his desires and his plans for his own future get to grow. And he can be the bridge for all of us to get to know each other. And you already know how loving he is, so we couldn't possibly let him go anywhere and get out of here. We're like, what can we do to keep this guy right here? So he will stay with us in that capacity.
Thank you. Love you. So I really didn't know anything about Reverend Catherine. And I've seen her, we've talked, but I really didn't get to know her until she did the Emma Curtis Hopkins class with us, with the people who did the class. And what was wonderful is I got to see the consciousness. I got to see this glorious consciousness that was just so clear and beautiful and very focused. It was, she'd say something about the class, and in one sentence it was like, yeah. You know, it was just like, there was no hesitation. It was just this clear channel of the divine saying, well, how about this? Or here's this perspective on this. And I caught myself going, yeah. And it was cool. That's when I went, okay, yeah, she's okay. She's good. She's good. Because I didn't know her. And I still don't know her as Catherine, the individual in this realm, but I know this consciousness. And that's what I look for. So thank you for your consciousness.
Thank you.
Thank you for the invite. Thank you. I accept completely and looking forward to it.
Great.
So.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we want you to know that there is a third member of our ministerial team, which will not surprise you to know, is sitting on the side, who will join us now, Reverend Marlene Volper. Yay. And so what we are bringing you is a collaborative ministerial team. As you know, this lady has given you everything. And she goes over and above and over and above and over and above, and especially last week. So I want to say that this beautiful consciousness is the head of our education ministry and also our office ministry. So when you need things, you know this is the beautiful consciousness that's holding space for you all the time and for the rest of the team. So we are working together for you. We are in service to you. We are the team of people who are here for you. So we would love you to know that, to get that like in your bones and in your body, and be feeling like gifted and what else? What other words? Give me the words we want them to feel.
Joyous.
Joyous.
Supported.
Supported.
At peace.
At peace. Blessed.
Very good.
Great. Expansive. I love it. And it's so nice to see your faces in person. I know, I don't know, because you haven't seen me so much, because often well, if I can tell you a truth, it's 7 o'clock in California when this is happening. So I'm a little sometimes reclined or, but it's beautiful to see all of you, and I look forward to meeting and talking to you and getting to know each and every one of you. This team is here to support you. We love you. We're excited about this opportunity. We kind of like each other too, which is kind of cool. And so there's a really lovely synergy for us, and we're really, really happy to be here with you. Thank you for honoring us and for accepting us You do accept to be
Oh.
part of the team?
Oh, yeah.
But that had to be said.
It did have to be
Good move,
said.
that had to be said.
And was there something you would like to say?
Just for everybody to remember that there is always somebody here for you. And if you need someone to talk to, or you need a question answered, or anything, just the CCL phone still works. Call it. It is a cell phone, so if you're not interested in calling, you can text. And someone, most likely me, or one of the three of us, will call you or get back to you and be there for you. Just, I think you all really need to know that, given everything that's happened in the last 2 years. So, use it.
Use us.
Yes,
Use it.
yes, 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 yes.
Well, thank you very much for your gracious acceptance of us as your ministerial team. And we bless you, we love you, and we invite you into our hearts and to exchange who you are with us always. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Okay, we're gonna do something slightly differently this morning, and we all forgot, so we sat down, but we're coming back. And this is a request for your participation also. On the back of your program is the Mastermind Covenant. And it's a little bit of a promise from us to you about who we are being for you, and it's an invitation for who you are being with us. And thank you. And
Marlene?
Reverend Marlene. She needs a minute. So, great. Oh, and we don't have pastoral support this morning, so Reverend Marlene is doing the chats and things like that. So that's, if you're feeling kind of inclined, like there's a way you'd love to help, but you sort of like to be behind the scenes, that's a fantastic way to just pop things in the chat. Really easy to learn, and shameless plug for service. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to start, we're going to read the top portion, the longer portions, and we're going to ask you to. If you're happy
You're
and you know it.
Stomp your feet.
Okay, we'll stop right there. Okay. So just to be clear in the instructions, we're going to go ahead and read the first parts, and we're going to ask you to really take that in. Feel free to close your eyes and really hear the words that we're pledging to you from our hearts as, in this moment, invite yourself to make that same pledge. And then at the end of each section, there is a different phrase that we will ask you that says congregation responds. I'm sure you know that too. So, knowing
There is a power, intelligence, and wisdom greater than my own, and knowing it is responsive to my every thought, word, action, and feeling. Say aloud, I acknowledge.
I acknowledge.
Surrendering to the power of the mastermind consciousness, and knowing I am guided and assisted past any limited perception to God's truth within. Now say, I surrender. Knowing forgiveness is the key to change, I now forgive myself and others for all mistaken judgments, and I open the door to unconditional love by saying, I forgive.
I forgive.
Realizing my life is the creation of my own thoughts, I now choose to fill my mind with thoughts that are positive, loving, and beautiful. And I allow my life to reflect that choice by saying, I choose. Holding the consciousness for the Center for Conscious Living, we now thank God for the continued prosperity of this spiritual community and for everyone. For myself, I now go within to the silence of my own mind
as I ask for my own specific requests, knowing the universe always says yes.
Please
Please repeat after me. I accept.
With
With a thankful heart and knowing that all I have asked in the name of Mastermind is now given to me, I say, thank you, God.
And now we'll all read this part together at the very bottom.
The love of God enfolds me, the mind of God inspires me, the Spirit of God enlightens me,
the
the power of God encircles me. I am in God and all is well.
For I
For I am enthusiastic, excited, expectant, and at peace.
Woo! And then turn to each other, and we'll turn to each other and say,
I am grateful God has heard you.
I'm grateful. Really grateful God has you. Way to get a hug. Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Come here, girl. Give me some. Oh, that's right, that's what I'm supposed to say. This'll take a while, so.
I suppose. Well, I guess. I can come up. Okay.
Oh,
Okay, all the love, all the hugs. Feel it. So the affirmation, we're a little out of order, but if you could repeat after me the affirmation that you can find in your bulletin or in the chat. So, I am one with the intimate breath of God, the magnificent presence that leads, guides, and gifts me with that love. In my wholeness, I am knowing myself as all forms of its infinite expression. I am love. So it is.
so good morning, CCL. Good morning. Wow, it's just so beautiful to see you all. I keep having this sort of 3D experience. I'm checking my glasses. Oh no, they're real. So this morning is, as you know, well, first of all, it's just a special Sunday for this community, but also it's a special Sunday for all of us on this planet. There is so much happening around spring and religious festivals and deeply rooted ancient customs and cultures that are really coming up from the winter into the spring. And they're all celebrations of light. And they're also celebrations of freedom. And what we're looking at today in a Christian, if we were looking from a Christian lens, or as we look from a Christian lens, is that it's Palm Sunday. And Palm Sunday, interestingly enough, is really rooted in the Jewish tradition. It's really because Jesus was still Jewish. He was a rabbi, right? So what happened, if you can use your imagination to kind of picture this, everybody goes to Jerusalem before Passover because it's a time of purification. So all these people bring themselves, their families, their lamb, one per family, right, into Jerusalem, and they go to the center where they are supposed to be purifying. So this whole week coming up, but it's celebratory because everybody's seeing each other and there's just all this joy. And so in the Christian tradition, we talk about Palm Sunday as being, this big celebration, and, Jesus walks into Jerusalem. And I grew up Christian, so you'll hear me say we, but it's not my, I don't use it as my spiritual basis anymore, but sometimes that slips out. But Palm Sunday is this great rejoicing, and it's got a liberation sort of feeling to it. And indeed it does, and it is the entryway to purification. Because what comes next is Passover. And that's where we see that these two different traditions made different choices about what happened and what it meant right around Thursday of that week, right? So what's interesting, what's something to think about is that really these two traditions are embedded in each other, or really in the Jewish religion. And the reason we don't always see that is because the calendars are different. Because in Judaism, I'll do that one now. In Judaism, we use a moon-based calendar that moves Passover around. In Christianity, there is a demand that we need to know that the Last Supper happened 3 days before Easter. So we have to keep it steady. That's the idea. So as a culture, it's shifted from being a holiday that was based on a moon-based calendar to something we kind of drilled down and made a special, specific time. So sometimes in that drilling down, we lose the effect that these two holidays are actually one. And I think there's something really lost in losing that perspective. Because, as we all know, and as someone reminded me this morning, no matter what's happening, the place that we come together is where we're all one. So what we want to do is more and more see the places that we're one and less see the places that we're separate. This morning, what we'd like to start with is that we have these beautiful women who have come to share something with you. They call themselves the Matzah Sisters. And then after they're done, I will spin that off a little bit into the more sort of Christian-based, a little bit about Palm Sunday and the next week that we're going into. And then next week, we're going to land squarely on Easter. So what I'm endeavoring to do for you today is to dip you into the history, let you get deep into that, flow through this next week in purification, and then come out the other side, all of us having the same experience, some of us using different ways of seeing the same thing. So in Christianity, it's this liberation, or even if we talk about New Thought right now, it's liberation from fear, liberation from ego, liberation from what holds us back and is dark and inside us, and all those words we use, right? That's what we're looking for. In the Christian tradition, it would be liberation from sin. It would be forgiveness from sin, right? That's what Jesus was doing, was making sure we all knew we were forgiven. And essentially, in the imagery of it, is the lamb, the sacrificial lamb, right? In the Jewish tradition, the light is always there. What the Messiah is seen is to be the light. And what this whole journey is about is centering into purification and celebration of the end of slavery and oppression and into liberation. So if I've said that well, you'll now see that all three of those things are doing the same thing this week. So what we would like to do this week, a possibility for you to take and choose into a deeper process in your own life, is to start today in celebration, full enjoyment and love of the experience of this week. Go deep dive into purification, inviting the Spirit to clear anything within you. Let go of anything within you. Let your heart be free. Let your ego go, the drama aside. But not to disrespect the need for the depth of that conversation, the heart of who we are, and the places where we do have some pain, but to allow it to be lifted into the light. And as we get closer and closer to the end of the week, allow ourselves to have the lifting again of possibility, freedom, forgiveness, and joy to re-enter with the spring. So I invite you to hold all that while these beautiful women come and share their part with us. And I invite you to start that now. And you are welcome to join us. And then I will circle back and tie it up with a bow at the end.
This prayer, the Shema, is a statement of eternal oneness. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. So good morning. It's become a CCL tradition for the Matzah sisters, the three of us, to share some important Jewish holidays with you. Next Friday is the first night of Passover, when family and friends around the world gather for a special dinner that's called a Seder, which means order. And the meal follows an order of storytelling, prayers, songs, traditional foods, and wine. 4 glasses of wine, we have to drink that. Which is all to celebrate the Exodus from Egypt as told in the Bible. Jews are encouraged from generation to generation to re-experience for themselves the joy of liberation, the joy of escaping from what they call Mitzrayim, the narrow place of slavery and oppression and darkness, and express gratitude for freedom from oppression in all forms, both literally and as a spiritual metaphor. So we celebrate liberation from slavery, but as in the science of mind, meaning internally as well as externally. And the Passover celebration has shaped Jewish consciousness and values as much today as it did 3,400 years ago.
So there's a story about one of the miracles of Passover, the parting of the Red Sea. When Moses led the Israelites out of slavery, the Egyptian army chased after them to the Red Sea, and it appeared that they could go no further. They lamented as the chariots are coming over to them, better to be slaves in Egypt than to die in the Red Sea. Moses told them, God is telling you to go forth into the waters. Only one man stepped into the waters and moved forward, Nachshon. He continued until the sea crossed over his nose. The waves were coming over his head. Israelites, seeing this courageous initiation of faith, moved forward into the water. Then Moses raised his staff and the waters parted. The Israelites followed Nachshon through the parted sea to freedom. From this miracle, we learn to have the courage to initiate what we are being called to do through the faith of God.
Hello, everyone. So as Reverend Catherine just said, today is Palm Sunday, Friday is the first day of Passover, and next Sunday is Easter. And we know it is all connected. And we draw on a memory that has been preserved in Christian tradition in an ancient demonstration by a number of Jews led by Rabbi Jesus on Palm Sunday. It was the week before Passover. It has become encoded in Christian practice as Palm Sunday. This was the beginning of a week of turmoil in Jerusalem and included the Pesach, or Passover Seder, known among Christians as the Last Supper. We see the waving of palm branches that is both connected with Passover as it is with the Christian tradition. We see the spring aspect of Passover embodied in eating greens at the Seder and also the challenging the oppression of the Roman Empire. And in most Jewish traditions and holidays, we light a candle and we say a prayer. So I have this little handy electric candle here. And at Passover, it symbolizes that the light led us out of the darkness of slavery. And now we're going to say the bracha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel yom tov.
Blessed are you, Lord our God, King of the universe, who has sanctified us with his commandments and commanded us to kindle the Yom Tov light.
Let there be light.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's beautiful. It's impossible to embody someone else's tradition, and it's beautiful to have you bring yours here. So thank you, and I invite all of you to bring whatever tradition is deep within your heart and your soul here, and let's celebrate it together. Share in the shared aspects of our spirituality, share in the shared aspects of our living in our true hearts, and let whatever cultural things are impediments to our experiencing that as fun, release them, and let's all play together. Enjoy, and with lots of diverse activity that brings forward a diverse community, a playful and joyful community, and a place of passion and hope and grace, and whatever else is in your heart, as we spoke about earlier. So today, I just want to remind us at the end of this, I know we're going right up against our time today, so we won't keep you much longer. I just want to remind you that this is a special week. It is a holy week, and it is a week for all of us to choose to see if there is anything within us that we choose to release, let go, let some piece of our life fly free. Let us enter this space next Sunday with an open heart, with an open mind, with an open spirit, allowing the slavery, the ego, the fear, the sin, whatever it is, whatever word, error that you carry as something in your ancestry or something in your past, and just leave it and bring yourself here with full joy and participation. Even if you don't think you did enough, just come anyway and still be joyful. And even if you forget to do it at all, come and be joyful. And just invite this, because when the energy of so many people on this planet are doing the same thing in the same week, we can gather that energy and enjoy the fruits of our labors by always adding our own energy to that. So just take that as a fun idea this week, whether you do it or not, and enjoy the prospect of more freedom in your life. So I bless you all. I thank you for your attention to this service today, for your choice to join us in this celebration, and for your welcoming of me. And I just want to pause and speak my personal words of gratitude to all who have engineered much of this process, and to each one of you who I'm looking forward to getting to know one by one. What are your things? What are your loves? What are your deepest, darkest things you want to share? Whatever it is that you want to come with, I want to know about. And we, as a ministerial team, want to hold with you, pray with you, release you from, and have a more free, more abundant, more fluid, more loving, joyful experience. How would that be? Okay. So it is. So yeah, how about we stand up and sing this song together?
I realize that this is actually a chant. Day by day, day by day, oh dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, love thee more dearly, to follow thee more nearly, day by day. Day by day, day by day, oh dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, to love thee more dearly, to follow thee more nearly, day by day. Day by day, day by day, day by day. Oh, dear Lord, three things I pray: to see thee more clearly, to love thee more dearly, to see thee more clearly, to love thee more dearly, to see thee more clearly, to love thee more dearly, to follow thee more nearly, day by 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 day.
So, if you'll join with me in the blessing of our offering, it's in the bulletin. Thank you, God, for this abundance that is mine to share. I bless this gift and give it to thee in gratitude and joy, knowing that as I give, I do receive. And so it is.
So we just take this moment to allow ourselves to breathe into this powerful expression of our faith, of our knowing, of our wholeness, and our trust in this universe of good, in this infinite intelligence, in God, in all the attributes of this powerful field of oneness, joy and love that comes to us as we give our gifts. We know that they are multiplied and returned to us in this community, but also in our individual lives. We give in faith, knowing that as we give, so shall we receive. We bless you today, and we bless this offering, knowing that it is going to all good works in love. And so it is.
So it is.
And Regina is going to join us again for the announcements. And
So the first one, with pride and joy, we extend congratulations to Reverend Cassandra Butler on her ordination this past Monday, April 4th. From the Emerson Theological Seminary. How wonderful that is. Okay, we had advertised before that we needed 2 volunteers to help with the CCL table in the back, set it up and take it down. I want to thank Jane Hobson for being the first of the 2. We are looking for a second one. This is for the in-person services. Jane, thank you. Spiritual practices began this past Wednesday. You can still join the class this week. It's 10 weeks. I'm assuming now it's 9. Investment is $185. This class is required for practitioner training. So for those of you who want to meet those high goals, contact Reverend Marlene to see what classes you may have to take to proceed with practitioner training. And this is also the next class after you've taken Foundations, on a journey to spiritual education, love, and joy. Let the office know if you are planning to take it. A meet and greet has been set up. Kathy Milano, as you know, is not only a member of the congregation, but also a great supporter for CCL. There is a meet and greet set up for this Thursday, April 14th, from 4:30 to 6:30 at Soul Sanctuary. All are invited. We have Kathy's address, which is the 10 Martyr Avenue, Suite 206, but I'm sure you'll be able to find it on our website as well as her own, 4:30 to 6:30. In addition to that, Kathy is also offering a special event the same night, 7 to 9, for chanting. She is requesting that there be registration for this, so if you go on her website, and I'm sure this will be in our newsletter, kathymilano.com, product chanting in the Light Cathedral. So if you're going to stay for the chanting, take advantage of that, but she needs to know exactly how many are coming. Reverend Catherine is making an offering of a one-on-one connection. If you are interested in a one-on-one conversation with Reverend Catherine, or an invitation for her to join a meeting, or that you are having, or a group, please feel free to reach out to her through the CCL office, the Center for Conscious Living. You know, on our website, it's the email, it's the phone, whichever way you choose to do it. Let me see. And for the practitioners and ministers, and I'm adding this, and the animal chaplains, there's been a meet and greet set up for Friday, April 15th at 7 p.m. Again, at the generosity of Kathy Milano and Soul Sanctuary. So for the practitioner corps, it will be a great meet and greet for us as well. Please join us for an evening of connection, prayer, and opening our hearts in the loving that is always in our midst. Reverend Catherine is looking forward to meeting and getting to know each of you, your personal connection to CCL, and your own personal ministries of love. Red Tent will be meeting this Saturday, April 16th, in person. Contact the office or Kathy Miller if you're interested in attending. Martha Creek, one of our favorites, will be a Sunday speaker on May 15th. If you are interested in pursuing practitioner training, please contact Reverend Marlene. She can look up all your past classes to see how close you are to qualifying to taking that class. We are planning to begin that class in the fall of 2023. All of upcoming classes and events are listed on the website. Please check there. If you are interested, there's descriptions, requirements, dates, times, and costs. Let me see. Just as a reminder, and we're going to say this until we are 100%, we are moving to YouTube only for the live streaming and the in-person services. So please go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Click on the bell next to the subscribe button, and you'll get notified. You'll get notified when we have an upcoming in-person live stream service. The last time I said this, I said that, so I'm here, I don't do the YouTube thing, and Scott met me after and handed me a card. He said, here, this tells you how to do it. This link can also be found on our website. Anyone wanting, needing, or just wanting the joy of it for prayer, contact the office, which is Reverend Marlene. One last one. At last week's budget meeting, we presented the budget, and we made, we talked about the goals that we had and the assistance we needed, or CCL needed, in those, reaching those goals. So, on behalf of the CCL Stewardship Council, we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude for the time, talents, and treasures that have been so generously given to CCL during these challenging times. As CCL embarks on its new chapter, we would invite you to consider increasing your monthly tithe to CCL by $50 or more per month so that CCL may fully meet its operating expenses as well as invest in our future. We are truly, truly grateful for your continuing support. The last one. Thank you, Peggy King and Ellen Savarese, for setting the refreshments table today to celebrate this very, very special occasion, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you, everyone.
There we go. So if there's anybody here for the first time, I invite you to stand up if you would care to do that. If not, sit, enjoy the blessing. This is a new member's blessing, but this is a blessing for all of us. So if you will repeat after me, everybody stand up. You guys face that way, you guys face that way, and hold your hands up. And repeat after me. Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living.
Welcome to the Center for Conscious Living.
We are a heart-centered spiritual community.
We are a heart-centered spiritual community.
We open ourselves to you in love.
We open ourselves to you in love.
We recognize the perfection of God within you.
We recognize the perfection of God within you.
We celebrate the joyous being that you are.
We celebrate the joyous being that you are.
You are a radiant point of light.
You are a radiant point of light.
We are blessed by your presence.
We are blessed by your presence.
Welcome home.
We do it? Peace song, yeah. We'll do it. All right, gather around for the peace song.
Gather round. Big circle.
Yeah, yes. And this goes on. I'm coming. That's right
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that is meant to be. With God as our power, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it
called life.
It is this thing called life.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my body.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my mind.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in my feelings.
Life is in all my activities.
Life is in all my activities.
I receive it.
I receive it.
I share it.
I share it.
I am it.
I am it.
And I accept it.
And I accept it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.